right, let's do this. Let's get the chat opened here. Let's make sure we got some chat going. And we are live. This is not Memorex. We're doing it live. We had a few more upgrades. Had a little bit of time to do some upgrades. We'll go to the channel, make sure that the chat room's open. There we go. Do some upgrades. Microphones are working. Rock and roll. Let's do this. So today we're doing bacon and eggs with sweet potatoes. So this is the bacon we're going to use right here. This is sugar-free, uncured Applegate bacon. And what I do is I keep this in the deep freeze and I cut it in half when I want to use it with a serrated knife, and then I break it over. And then I just fold this over and put this in the deep freeze. You can wrap it in a paper towel, but that's a little pro tip there. When you keep it in the deep freeze, you cut it in half, and then you got 2 meals with this bacon. So there's the pro tip. Who we got in the chat? We got Brett. Shout out to Brett for helping Kelly there. And let's see. There you go, Brett. All right, we got Joe in the chat. We got White Fang. We got Lynn. So now we're going to put our happy little bacon in our skillet here. And like I said, this is sugar-free. This is still frozen, so I'm showing you the process that I use to do this. So it's sugar-free. Let's get that nice and close. No antibiotics. It's supposed to be happy and healthy. We got G-Gab, Wanda, Joe. Rock and roll. All right. So let's wash our hands now so we don't cross-contaminate anything. See, I was really liking what Kelly's building now on the screen. I don't know if you can hear me. But yeah, she's got some talent. She can take just something, just a couple of objects, and turn it into something really cool. So you don't know who I'm talking about, Kelly. Brett, if you can drop Kelly's channel in the chat, that would be awesome. That's my goal, is to go live right after Kelly, because that's about when I eat every day. What's up, Fry? It says R-O-G Roger Da. How do you say that name? Somebody help me pronounce that name. Let's see, I got the music probably a little too loud. So this is some music I made a couple weeks ago. There you go. So everybody check out what Brett put in the chat there. That's Kelly's crafting channel. And I have my microphone in queue, and I can't live like this. All right, we're taking my mic out of queue. There we go. All right, so yeah, everybody check on what Brett just put in the channel. That's Kelly's crafting channel. And I'm always lurking and watching and participating in the chat room when I have time. And let's get back to our bacon. So check it out. So that's my goal for the day, is my streaming workflow is going to be transitioning out of Kelly's and starting to cooking live. And my goal is to do this every day. So that's if workload is just not crazy. But so far we've done 3 in a row. So that's not bad. We got Red Cactus in the chat, G-Gab, Drip, Carol, Joe. Awesome. So here's the bacon. This is what I do. So this was out of the deep freeze. Sugar-free, uncured bacon. So what I do is I just let it kind of steam a little bit to defrost it. And let's go over there and cut some taters. 1 sweet tater, as a matter of fact. So we're going to have sweet potatoes, bacon, and eggs. So I like to cut up these little hard, little dry ends, because it really sticks on the end of your you know, these little knots right here. I cut those off because when you're peeling your sweet potatoes, it'll catch on there. So it's so much smoother. And I like to get all the white stuff off of there. For some reason, I just think, well, that white stuff could have something not healthy for you. You know, one of the things I was thinking about last night, doing this cooking stream every day, your health is your wealth. And a kitchen is a place where you can really harm yourself with what you eat, or you can improve your health. So it goes both directions. So there's a happy little sweet potato right there. So I do my best to improve my health when I'm in the kitchen. At least that's my goal. I do my best to eat clean. I'm not carnivore or low carb, but I am absolutely no sugar at all when it comes to added sugar. So I don't eat anything with added sugar. Is that music too loud? So if my microphone is loud enough or the music, I just noticed that I'm running that music probably way too loud. Let me fix that real quick. That's probably way too loud. I'm gonna pull that down there. There we go. Now let's get back at it. See, I'm listening to the music in Q a lot louder than what you're hearing it. So I'm not actually hearing the Q on my stream because I like to listen to music. But I just looked at my music fader, and I'll read the chat here in a second. And see that brown stuff right there? We don't want that. I don't know what that is, but it's probably just when it oxidizes. But you can see on the end of these sweet potatoes, they do that kind of stuff, and we don't want that. We'll just chop that one up. So we'll wait on these. And we'll wait for our bacon to come over here. So this song that you're hearing, I made in Cakewalk. I made that probably about a month or two ago. And it's on a video that I made. So you can hear it steaming right now. So right there. And you always have to have your red paper. We're just going to flip it over real quick. I'm just going to put the lid right back on. It's still frozen. So I'm doing this without prep. So I'm not prepping anything. I'm showing you how I would cook normally. So I could have defrosted it and had everything ready and rushed it, but I'm not doing that. Shout out to Nitro Freak in the chat. Anybody want to promote any channels, any content, feel free. Patriot Hobbies, put your link in the chat. So right here, you see that chat room? Type the word link, and everybody can go check out your content. If you're into RC, Nitro cars, Nitro Freak is the go-to guy on that. He's a little bit younger than me, and he's been doing this stuff for a long time. I haven't run RCs, Nitros, in probably 20, 25 years, but I have 3, and I want to get them running again. Shout out to Diego TV. So Diego, put your link in the chat there. And everybody can go check out your first spice ingredients. Diego's doing cooking, it looks like, which is awesome. So we control each other. I'm going to red tag your cooking, and you can red tag mine there, Diego. This is going to be fun. All right, we got some tangenting on our music here. So I'm just going to be running all copyright-free music. Everything you hear, I created in software. We got Hot Damn in the chat room. We got Jared Allen, awesome. Fry, me and Bree are here, sir, awesome. Awesome. So everybody shout out to Jared Allen. I haven't seen him on a live in a long time, on the chat room live, and in my live. Awesome. All right, so Nitro Freak is putting his link in the chat. All you have to do is just type in link, Nitro Freak. It's all lowercase, unless Nightbot's not on the job. Let's see. Let's wake up Nightbot. I might have to call her. I had to text her the other day. Let's see if she's up. Yep, so there you go, just like I did. Type lowercase link, no exclamation point. I know it's different than other channels, but if you have, if you're blue, you can promote your channel. There's Nightbot. Yeah, good to see Diego in here. And I like your, you look right at home in a chef outfit there. I'm getting a chef hat to cover my bald spot. So I know Diego commented last night that's not what they're made for. But yeah, I'm going to have a chef hat on eventually. I just got to find the right size, and it's going to have some, it's probably going to say something cool on it. All right, so I can hear the bacon now. So we're sizzling nice. And it didn't stick, which that's the goal. So now we just do this little happy number here. We're going to turn our heat down just a touch now, not too much. Now that we got it defrosted. And now I'm going to add some pepper. So, can you hear the music? If the music is in the background, just type 1 in the chat. I don't want it loud, I just don't want any kind of complete dead air. Shout out to Ty Guy. Oh, and this stream is sponsored by the sun, because we're running on complete solar power today. And to prove that, we're going to go over here, and I'll show you right there. That's what's powering this part of the house. And then the back part is the back solar array, which I don't have a camera system pointed to it. All right, so now we're going to hit it with a little bit of this action. I like to use this pepper with bacon. Because bacon's crunchy. The thing with this pepper is it's kind of crunchy. So you don't want to use it on stuff that's kind of like, that's not crunchy. Unless you cook it enough. But this stuff right here is good, and I'll show you the brand that I get. But see, it's got the red flakes and the white flakes, and you can never have enough pepper. So this is the brand right here. Right there. Still going to be tweaking the lighting. So 1 is okay, the sound is okay. All right. Brian, always here, still recovering from getting the 4 stents. Yeah, man, I've been worried about you, and you haven't reached out to me. I'm not feeling the love, man. I told you to give me some updates on how you're doing instead of just in the chat room, so you had me kind of worried. All right, so the bacon's going to cook there. Now, this is going to be a little bit different than what you're used to seeing, but we're going to do that number, trust me. And it cooks better when you got your red stapler. So is anybody familiar with where this the movie where the stapler came from? Anybody familiar with the Red Stapler movie? Put it in the chat if you know anything about the Red Stapler. What movie was that? Yeah, so all the music you're hearing is my music, copyright free. So YouTube can't get me for this stuff, that's for sure. All right. So what do we got going on? Let's prepare our plate. So we're going to put cheese on our happy plate here. And we're going to do something that you're not expecting too. We don't want solar panels now, do we? We want the inside of the studio right here, because we're going to the fridge. So we're going to get something out that you're not expecting. You weren't expecting this. Now, where are you? Now, what am I going to do with that? That's a good question. We'll see. We're going to get some grass-fed cheese and butter. And we're also going to get some eggs. We're going to get those to warm up. So these are some of the best high-grade eggs that I found. Vital Farms. Check them out. They rate very high on the egg websites. I'm going to use 2 of those with what I've got going on right now. How's it going there, Annie S? If I'm missing somebody's comment in the chat, eventually I might have somebody help me read the chat. So you just got to work with me on this, because this is my 3rd day and I'm still setting up studio and all that stuff. So we're going to grate a little bit of grass-fed cheese right here. So that's this right here. The same as the butter, Kerrygold. So we're going to have a little bit of this action. I don't even wash this thing. So I found that you don't even need to wash. these things, because you're putting mold on it anyway, right? That's all cheese is. So that's good enough. And then we're going to put our little happy cheese thing back up here. So I just hang my cheese grater. I just make sure there's no cheese hanging out in there. And I just hang it right here. And I'm done. And it works. And another thing I do is I just wrap the cheese in a paper towel and it keeps the moisture off. So, you know, that works pretty good. All right, so now we're going to prep the plate some more. All right, so I hear the bacon. We're going to check on our bacon. I hear it now. It's talking to me. All right, so now we're going to put our sweet potatoes in, and we'll prep our plate here in a second. Because now the grease is starting to smoke a little bit, and we don't want that, so we turn our heat down. And the bacon's shrinking up. And now we're going to put our happy sweet potatoes in there. So we're going to grab these guys. And I like to put them in nice and flat. Like that. And then I transition the bacon out as I put the sweet potatoes in. So, no rush here. Just like an art project, you know, just put it in there just like an art project. And I obviously forgot to switch the camera that time. That's going to happen. So that's my first camera switch fail. So Red Cactus, you can red tag me on failing to switch my camera. Oh yeah. All right, so there we go. You want them all in the happy bacon grease. It's gonna get better, trust me. So that bacon is almost done. It doesn't look like it, but when it cools, it will be crisp, it won't crack. So let's get back over to prepping our plate. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put some nutritional yeast on there. This stuff is good for you. We're going to put it right there on that grass-fed cheese. And now, for the surprise, it's something you weren't expecting. This is avocado, the highest quality that they make. This stuff is just pure. The ingredients it's avocado, oil, organic eggs, organic egg yolks, organic vinegar, sea salt, and organic rosemary extract. I'm assuming that's for a preservative, but somebody can help me with that in the chat. I don't know why they would put that in there. So we're just going to put a little bit of, I know I'm throwing you off here, but work with me on this. Not too much, just a little bit of mayonnaise. I know you weren't expecting that one, but trust me on that. Trust me on that. All right. So we're going to put this back up here in the fridge. We don't want our mayonnaise to get warm at all. All right, let's see what we're looking like here. So we're looking pretty good with the bacon. So what I like to do is I like to, yeah, that bacon's looking pretty good. And you think it's not done, but it is. Trust me on that. So I tilt that over there, let some of the grease. I usually do it this way, but I got a stapler in the way. All right. So now the bacon is off of sitting in the grease area. So now we're just going to put this in our plate, and this will cool. So the bacon will be nice and crisp and will break whenever we eat it. And all I did is put some black pepper on it, the cracked pepper. So we're going to set our little plate right back over here, and it's going to be nice and happy waiting for us. Now we're going to get back to our sweet potatoes, and now we need to prep our eggs. And we're going to pull the heat up just a touch now, not too much. You don't want to smoke your grease. So now let's prep our eggs. So we need to do a little something like this. And I need one more camera. Yeah, I know. Always need one more monitor and one more camera to do what I want to do. So it's always that way, right? But that's the way it is. Now is when if I had a switcher, well, I didn't have to touch it with my knuckle, but I don't want any cross-contamination with the egg. So now we're going to give our eggs a little attitude adjustment here with some solar power. And this is where I don't have my camera set up. So I'm probably going to end up going off camera to do this. Now we're going to do everything on camera. So we're going to make this work. All right. Do we have power is the question. Can we reach? Yes. We'll do it right over here. So you're saying there's a chance? Sure is. So this is where I needed one more camera set up in a different area to do this. So we're giving our eggs a little attitude adjustment with this little hot rod. I'm going to put it on low. And you might think, oh, that's not necessary. But it makes a big difference. Trust me. All right. And in a perfect world, we wouldn't have to walk over there to wash that, but we are going to have to do that because the world's not perfect. So let's go wash this off so stuff doesn't stick on there. So did everybody like my my funky jam that I made? This is a beat I made probably 2 months ago, maybe. So, and I can't remember the software I use. I've used so many different software programs. All right, so here's what our eggs look like now. I got some foam on the top. Let me give you a good view of that. Those are Vital Farm eggs. Doesn't get any better than that. We're gonna set these off to the side. Now it's time to flip our sweet taters. So let's go ahead and do that. And then I'll get to the chat as soon as I flip them. So just give me a second. I could have waited about another minute or so before I flipped them. That's just fine. I like them to be a little bit more brown on the outside there. So, yeah, big shout out to Kelly's channel, Crafting. That's one stream the 2 streams, I'll take that back. The number 1 stream I wake up to in the morning is We the People and Red Cactus. Whoever's, if I get up early enough. I usually go to bed about 3 in the morning. All right, so that's perfect. It's bubbly. It's not smoking the grease. I'm going to pull it down a little bit in temperature because it's going to start increasing in heat as it cooks more because it's pulling all the moisture out. So when the moisture goes out, it heats up quicker. This water is a big heat sink. All right. So I'm going to go back in the chat and see if anybody answered where this came from and what movie it was in. All right. So let's scroll back here. Did anybody say the movie name? Somebody reminded me to drink water. Was that Nightbot? I don't know. So nobody mentioned the movie and where this came from? Come on. We got Ron in the chat. We got Lost in Showbiz. I haven't seen you before. New sub. Great stream. Thanks. Appreciate it. Awesome. That's my goal, is to provide clean eating, cooking, and entertainment. Office. The Office. You're close. Fireman 17 got it. It was Office Space. But yeah, I know you meant Office Space, Zed. So we got Tommy Temper, 9 to 5. Nope, it's not 9 to 5. All right, so these puppies are really looking good. And we're going to pour our eggs in here. But when we do that, we got to make sure, oh, we don't want my rap song. No, you're going to hear me rap on this one. I got to switch that quickly. No, no, no. No, no. Next. Next. Let's see. What else can we play in the background? I'm going to play something funky that I made last night. Let's see. I made this funky mix last night. This is old school. Right here. This is sweet potato cook and use it. We'll turn it up just for a second so you can hear that. Just a little bit. This actually has a lot of bass in it. So there, I made that last night. All right, so now we're getting really close to putting our eggs in there, but you've got to make sure this is where timing is the key. You don't want your skillet so hot towards burning the bottom of your sweet potatoes. Right now we're doing good, but you want to catch them right before they start burning. Turn the temperature off, because this is a cast iron skillet. This thing is thick. The bottom is really thick, so it's not one of those cheapies. So it holds the heat. You're going to have residual heat. So depending on your skillet depth is how you have to time this, because if you don't time it right, you're going to burn your eggs. We got Ride Along Gang in the chat, or Brett's putting Ride Along Gangs in there. Awesome. Appreciate that, Brett. Yeah, I start my day off with either We the People Ride Along Gang, Red Cactus, and then I usually transition to whoever, because nobody's really on a schedule except Ride Along Gang, We the People, and Red Cactus has a strict schedule because it's a sunrise stream. So if you like sunrise streams, Red Cactus, put the link in the chat so everybody can check out your sunrise streams. And it's a lot of fun. People have fun in her chat. So you can see right now that the bubbles are starting to go away. When the bubbles go away, that's pretty much all the moisture is cooked out. But we're still not, I'm cooking these a little bit slower, just to have a little bit longer of a happy cooking stream. So what do you think about my old school jam there? Yeah, I made that one last night. It doesn't do it justice unless you hear it with some subs. So, all right. Tommy Temper's in the chat. Shout out to Tommy. Are you live right now, Tommy? Everybody check out Tommy Temper. He's got, he's the legend restreamer. He covers all the worldly events all around the world. The protests, you name it. He covers all kinds of stuff. And he's got a really cool setup. So check out Tommy Temper. Put a link in the chat, Tommy, so everybody can go check out your channel. Not live at the moment. Okay, gotcha. So let's see, what else did I make? I made all these last night. Let's see what this one is. Some of these are pretty short. Yeah, some of these I was just messing with. I'm going to go back to the ones that I made. Let's see. Let's go to this right here. All right. So now you can hear it talking to you. You can't, but maybe if I put it up close to the microphone, you can hear this. Let's do this number here. But right there, starting to see a little bit of smoke, and that's when you know that it's time to put the eggs in. See how they're really brown right there? That's what you want. You want that look to where around the edges is brown. Then you know it's happy time. So right now I'm going to go ahead and turn off the skillet. Okay, so the stove is off. And watch how this magic happens here. And I'm just going to add a little bit of butter right before I chunk them in, okay? Not much, because we have plenty of bacon grease. If I was not using bacon grease, I would add a lot more butter. So here we go. We got our grass-fed butter. It's the same as the cheese right there. So it's Irish butter. It's just got salt in it. Nothing special. Just salt. So our skillet's still a little bit too hot to be adding the eggs because the eggs will burn. So, and it's almost a little early to put the butter in, but I'm just going to do it. I'm living life on the edge. And we're going to just put the lid on for 5 seconds, let that butter melt for a second. And then we're going to put our happy eggs in there. And then we're going to close the lid. And then I'm going to salt it. You never want to salt your eggs beforehand when you cook. Don't salt your eggs until they're completely cooked because it does make them rubbery. All right, that's good enough. We're going to pour it right there on top of that butter. And we're just going to take this like that. As we're done with this. And this will go in the wash section. And then we'll get to covering this. And we'll show you the magic here in a second. Now when you cook eggs like that, if you do it like this, your eggs won't stick. So that's the key. All right, let me get back to the chat room here. AAP in the chat room. Everybody put a link in the chat there, AAP. You talking about upbeat, hype channel. If you ever seen AAP, he can just go on and on and on, just non-stop. He really knows how to do it right there. Check out AAP's live streams. His wife does cooking videos as well. And put link in the chat, AAP, so everybody can go check you out. So AAP, type link in the chat so everybody can go check out your channel. So that's it. The stove has been off. We're going to check out and see what we got here. This is all the magic that's happened since I shut the lid. So see how the eggs did not stick? All right. So you would think, oh, they're not done yet. Well, yeah, they are, because look at that. Look at that black pepper from the bacon. You just want to make sure it's all flipped over and all gets in that bacon grease. And this didn't flip, so we're going to flip that right. And now we're pretty much done. And it's just going to cook a little bit. You can still see that it's cooking. This is way more food than I wanted to eat today. And this is where I chop it up. And now, because this is still hot, and to prove that, we're going to turn down the music, because that's a little bit too loud. We got our little happy temperature gun here, and we're at 200 something degrees still. All right, 200 something degrees. So we put our plate down there to warm it. All right. And let that plate warm up for a second. There's still residual heat in the skillet. We're still cooking over here. Not too much though. But look at that. Sweet potatoes and eggs. And a lot of people are like, I don't think I want sweet potatoes and eggs. Especially on a bed of grass-fed cheese with nutritional yeast. And don't forget it, I also put avocado mayonnaise on there. The good stuff, not the cheap stuff. This stuff is not cheap, but I don't use it that much. So it's going to be good, trust me. All right, so the plate's getting warm. Let's see what our plate temperature is now. So we're at 90 degrees. So we're still heating up there, which is good enough. You just don't want to put it on a cold plate. So now we're just going to do this number right here. We're just going to put the sweet potatoes and eggs right on that bed of cheese with avocado mayonnaise. If you think that tastes bad, you are completely wrong. Right there is the happiest breakfast plate you can ever imagine. We got sweet potato and eggs on a bed of grass-fed cheese with bacon. And that bacon is crisp. So you thought it's undercooked? No, look at this. Let's see if we can get a good shot. Let's go to a different camera. Look at this, watch. It just breaks. Just breaks. So the bacon is perfect. It's perfect. So it doesn't get any better than that. All right, so I'm gonna catch up with the chat here, and then I'll probably be easing out of the stream unless you want to see me make my dessert again today. So if you want me to make my dessert on the stream, just put 1 in the chat, and I will make the dessert, because I don't eat ice cream anymore. So I will do that on stream if people type 1 in the chat. If you don't, then I won't. All right, so we got 1. Hot Damn says 1. Julie wants 1. 1. AP 1. All right, so it looks like we've got 1s. We don't have any. Okay, we're gonna make our dessert. So let's do this. All right, so this is what I use. We're gonna move over here to our cutting table. I need to grab my bowl here. So let's do that. And we need to make sure our bowl is dried off. And this is the fastest ice cream substitute that you can imagine. So this is what I do. I eat this probably more than I should, but so far so good. I'm feeling better, and that's the whole thing that matters, right? Like I said earlier, you can really harm yourself in your own kitchen. So the basis of the dessert is going to be peanut butter, and the key is it's just peanut butter and salt, nothing else. Just peanut butter and salt. So that's the basis of the dessert. And I know I did this on yesterday's stream, but there's a lot of new people here, and that's the way this works. So we take our grass-fed butter, not too much, just enough, just a little bit like that, because we got to involve that. And we take a happy little spoonful of this Madaba honey. That's a little more than normal, but that's okay. And this is the Madaba honey that's been tested for 130 toxic chemicals, because a lot of honey can be very toxic depending on where it's grown or harvested. So we got that, but wait, there's more. We forgot, we got to have our cinnamon over here. So, and this is the cinnamon that's not too hard on your liver, and it starts with a C. Ceylon, I don't know how to pronounce that. Let's get that to focus. So this is the cinnamon. You can't really find it in the stores, and we got a little bit. I'm going to switch that song here, because that's not a song for making dessert. That's not a dessert song. What's a dessert song? There we go. That's a dessert song. All right, let's get back to what we're doing. So yeah, this cinnamon can be hard on your liver in high quantities, and the fact that I'm eating it every day, I got this cinnamon because it's the easiest for your liver. So we're going to put a little bit of cinnamon on there, kind of like a pecan pie, but it's peanut butter. And then we're going to take the main ingredient, which is the all-natural, just peanut butter and salt. And this is going to be the basis of our dessert. And it's that simple. Once I mix it up, I'll put it in the deep freeze. And it is really amazing. It's somewhat addictive, just like ice cream. That's plenty. And we're going to put this up, and then we'll mix it up and see what we got. So it's that simple. I don't eat ice cream anymore. I was pre-diabetic and having all kinds of health issues, and those have all gone away now since I started eating clean. So now all I'm going to do is mix this up here. So I'm going to chop up the butter, twist it around. So I know, Diego, your cooking's probably going to be a lot fancier and spicier, but I'm a Texas boy, so my cooking's a lot simpler, and it's kind of southern cooking. I don't know what's on tomorrow's menu. We might have venison on tomorrow's menu. We might do something with some venison. So as you start mixing this, it changes its texture. So, and it kind of turns into like an ice cream. And it gets thicker and thicker the more you mix it with the honey. And then we're going to go put this in the deep freeze. And by the time I'm done eating, you have the best dessert. And then the fact that you put the honey you dip the honey out with the same spoon, you get a little honey treat every time you take a bite. And it's okay to leave lumps of butter in there. It changes the texture and the flavor. So there you go. That is my, I would say, healthy dessert. Right there. It's probably as good as it gets. So let's go put this in the deep freeze and see what we got with our food. Oh. And I know I showed this yesterday, but I haven't eaten mangoes in a while because I heard that they are in the same family as poison ivy. And I'm thinking that's just nuts. Well, I ate mangoes yesterday, and I haven't had them in a long time. And I had some issues, big time issues, just by eating mangoes. So if you're eating mangoes, stop eating them and your issues might go away. I'll just leave it at that. So I'm not gonna throw these away. I'm gonna finish them off, but not eat as many as I did yesterday, because I probably ate, I'd say maybe half of this bag, which was not much anyway. So yeah, there is something to mangoes. You might have an allergic reaction to them like I did yesterday. We got Chris in the chat. Everybody check out Chris's channel. He's got some cool My 2 Cents videos. So yeah, watch out for mangoes if you have issues with, if you're allergic to poison ivy, stay away from mangoes, probably. So that's a little food tip there. All right, so I'm gonna read the chat and ease out of the stream. And I gotta get some work done today. So this is our, it's still a warm, very warm plate. You think the food's getting cold? No. It's very warm. All right, so All For His Kingdom is in the chat. Awesome. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. That does promote the channel algorithm. That's the only donation I ask for, is hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, I would highly appreciate that too. And make sure when you subscribe, hit that bell and select all so you know when I go live, because my schedule varies. Whenever Kelly's crafting is done, depends on when she's done, that's when I'll go live. I'm not gonna ever go live over her crafting. So I'm gonna make sure not overlap her crafting. So whenever she stops, when she's done with her crafting, and if Brett or somebody or Kelly could put her link in the chat, that would be great. We got DNL Treasures. Who else do we have in here? White Fang, Mrs. Vic BC. Yeah, everybody check out on Friday nights, Vic BC Live. They do a gaming channel. They've been doing that a lot, and it's a lot of fun. It's trivia. I'm not good at that stuff, but I do watch and troll the chat room every now and then. But I'm always watching. I just don't participate in the chat because I'm just not as smart as the rest of the people in there. Remember, I have dyslexia and only 2 brain cells, so it's pretty challenging to do trivia. Jared Owen says, I will email you. Cool. Appreciate that. Appreciate the update. We got Cole in the chat. Big shout out to Cole Watts. Yeah. All right, so we're going to be easing out of the stream. Again, all the music that you're hearing is produced by me, YouTube. So this is my music, so don't strike me like you've been doing the last couple of days on other people's music. Let's see, what song should we go out on? Let's see here. What do we want to hear? This one's actually good enough. No, we'll go out with this one. Yeah, we'll go out with this one. I made this with a video on my other channel, but I'm not going to worry about promoting that today. All right, love you all. Nice seeing everybody in the chat. We'll do this again tomorrow after Kelly's crafting. And if you want to know when I'm going to go streaming, go check out Kelly's crafting channel. That's when I go live after hers. That's the schedule that I have so far. After this song is done, well, this is a long song. I'm going to ease out of the stream. Yeah, I think we'll just ease on out. We got Chaplin in the house. There you go. Brett put Kelly's crafting channel in there. So everybody, before you go up there and see where the broccoli guy, Brett guy, click on that link and go hit the bell on her channel. That way you know when she goes live, because I go live after she goes live. It's going to be just like the TV guide. Nobody's going to be overlapping each other when it's all said and done. AAP Variety Channel will return Friday. Well, cool. Put link in the chat, AAP. Type link in the chat. Just lowercase link. So everybody can go check you out. Yeah, and Brett put Kelly's Crafting in there. It's Crafting and Coffee is what it's called. And she is amazing. You're talking about talent. She can take 2 sticks of something and some string and make a phone holder out of it. Cheers there, Joe. All right, we are easing out. Love you all. We'll do this again tomorrow. So, and remember, eating clean is good for you. Look at that. You are what you eat, and today I'm going to be really happy.
Tastes like food. Adios, mofo.
Later.